Freddi Donner, who is the owner of Business Stamina. And Freddi is a certified professional coach as well as a Myers-Briggs Type Indicator Administrator, otherwise known as MBTI. And this is the second video that I'm doing in a series of 4 on MBTI and what does it actually mean when you get all those letters back in your report. The first video we talked about the first 2 letters that you might see, which is I versus E. And in this video we're going to talk about the next 2 letters that you might see, which is S as in sugar versus N. So first of all, Freddi, welcome. It's great to have you back.
Thanks, Anne. Always a pleasure to work with you.
Thanks so much. So, Freddi, last time we talked about introvert versus extrovert, which is the I versus E, and now we're going to talk about S versus N. What do those letters mean, and what's the difference between the 2?
Well, the S stands for sensing, and the N stands for intuition, and these are how you are perceiving the world around you. So, S, being sensing, is very focused. Those individuals that have a preference, again, this is your preference. This doesn't mean it's the only way you see the world, but it's your preference. Are very fact-based. They like very tangible data, things that you can touch, feel, see, and measure. Very specific, and they're more present-focused and very, very practical. And they are the individuals that are really focused on what is today, how are things that are currently in place. The N, being your intuition side, they're a little bit more on the imaginative side and a little bit more future focused. They love to see possibility in the facts. They can take what is, but they are more future focused and all about what could be, and sometimes can be very theoretical, whereas the person who is an S is much more practical. That's their preference. It doesn't mean that someone couldn't be one way or the other. It's just their natural preference.
So, Freddi, help me understand, how would this show up at work? How would an N type of engineer look different from an S type of engineer?
Well, an N engineer might be taking lots of pieces of data, but can fit them together in a new pattern or a way, and they're willing to try new ways of doing things and to see what might work using the same data. Whereas an S is more likely to go with a tried and true and proven methodology because they can collect the facts and they can see that that's the way it works, and they know that that's the way it works.
Is there a preferred type in corporate America? Do one type or another do better in leadership?
Well, the reality is that we can go on either side of this letter pair, and they're really, not that I know of, it really depends on the industry, but we've got so many other factors involved with leadership. The key indicator for leadership, true leadership development, is flexibility. And by developing your N-ness, even if you're highly preferred S, or develop your S-ness if you prefer N, really makes you the better leader because you're able to perceive the world in 2 different ways and to accept the different points of view that an S or an N might bring to a particular problem.
So, Freddi, what's one tip you could give someone who is a preferred S to do exactly what you just said and to start to spread out to become more N-like? What is something that person could do to practice this skill?
Well, I think in the shortest thing is don't make an N wrong by virtue of the fact that they're off onto a possibility state of mind. So their natural tendency is all about what could be, and it is very theoretical. And sometimes that's a little annoying to an S because they want to do things a certain way that they know is going to work, whereas the N can bring a new perspective and possibility to a particular situation that the S maybe not have thought of. And in the reverse, the N should heed the information from the S, who does have facts and figures and often can lend data to the N's creativity or thinking, imagination mind that maybe they are forgetting about, because an N is somewhat looking between the lines and the S is looking at the lines.
Freddi, thank you so much. This is great. So again, everybody, if you want to learn more, contact Freddi Donner at Business Stamina. And stay tuned. We're going to go into our next video in just a minute with the next 2 letters of Myers-Briggs, which is P versus F. Thank you, Freddi.
Thanks, Anne.